Brakatia Howell, Brakatia Shai, Brakatia Howell, Brakatia Shai, Brakatia Howell, Brakatia Howell, Bashim Shai, Bashim, Rachakudash. The blondes to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, true well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim to Sadakim, that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. On the pre-Shaman, this week's topic is going to be entitled Cat Williams Ain't Lying. And this is inspired by this interview. I've still not yet to get a chance to watch the entire interview. I think I fell asleep, man, but I tried. I got most of it. And then Shannon Sharp, who created this YouTube channel Club Shay Shay, where he had like a sit down podcast with different celebrities and influences in life, I suppose. He chops up different clips from this interview. So, pardon me. If you want to look at particular parts of it, you can. But what's the takeaway here? Cat begins to just expose a bunch of people in the industry. He brings out the fact as to why he didn't, he doesn't have $200 million, because the majority of the scripts that were coming at him, would put you in a compromised position. And as most of us know, if you don't know, at one point or another, every single famous black comedian or actor or whatever, all right, they try to approach you about putting on a dress. And the majority of our people have. The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we call it selling out, selling your soul, which again, nobody owns the right to their soul. Your soul belongs to the Father of the Spirits, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. But for the term really means giving up your morals, and it's against the law for a man to put on a woman's garment, right? See if we can get that. Deuteronomy 22:5 says, "The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man." That including pants. What I mean? Again, we can't be over righteous, but our woman is not supposed to be wearing pants. If you have like grandmothers, like my grandmother in the third world country, I never saw her wear pants, because back then that was a thing. Women don't wear that; they wear like blouses and skirts. It says, "Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment." Right. So that's not something that was in Cat's spirited never to do. Now, there's certain things in here that Cat says it's like, very scriptural. Like he said, I don't look at a man's woman, I put my head down. But, the scriptures talk about his zeal. I'll get that. It says, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are an abomination unto the Lord thy power. So it's an abominable thing to cross-dress. And whether it's for a movie or for joking purposes or whatever, you ain't supposed to do that. And our people know they're not supposed to do that. That's why there's such a thing called in the closet, right? Our people be in the closet with their with their alphabet activities, right? But the heathens would be open with it, like so-called white man. Because in our spirit, we know that we're not supposed to be doing these things, right? Now, this is the book of Romans 10:2. "For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High." That's this dude Cat Williams here, because he was saying some stuff that was very zealous toward the Lord. He was pretty much saying, look, Satan can't do nothing that God doesn't allow, roughly paraphrasing. But not according to knowledge, right? So he has to be fine-tuned a bit, but the Most High is using for particular purposes, because this video went completely viral. And he exposed, some of the stuff that Hollywood does. Like, if you want to get ahead, if you want to be a Kevin Hart and get all these specials and shit like that, it doesn't really come down to talent. This dude Harvey Weinstein pretty much offered Cat Williams to suck him off. And Cat was like, I'm not having no man blow my rod and shit, right? So, which is, again, Leviticus 20:13, a sin. Same-sex activity is a sin, right? He ain't do it. So if you ever wonder why you have one-hit wonders, or some people you see that's talented but never really go anywhere, maybe they didn't bend over, maybe they didn't sacrifice that particular loved one, or what have you. They didn't make that next step in this cabal or in the Illuminati to go there. He named names. The guy didn't give a shit. And you got to say to yourself, if he's just lying or he's just out of his, then why blackball him? Why not give him a role? The dude is funny as hell. He's naturally funny. There's some Jakes in this world that they just funny without even trying. Cat Williams is one of them. Some of these comedians, these niggas are not that, but they got jokes written for them, and you could tell they're not naturally funny people. All right, I think one of the person he came out was Cedric the Entertainer. That nigga ain't funny to me. You know what I'm saying? Cat Williams, he was on the show wilding out. Like if you gotta like do snappy jokes and shit, and if you're not snappy, you get like a buzzer. But if your jokes hit, you get a ding. I've never seen this dude in all them fucking years on that show ever get a buzzer. That nigga's just naturally funny. So it's evident he's naturally talented and a funny guy. But why is he not at Kevin Hart level, right? Because again, you have to take that Faustian deal. Even Dave Chappelle wanted that shit on Oprah. It was like, yo, they kept coming at him to put on a dress. He ain't do it. So some guys will die on their integrity, all right, which is what you should do, all right, than to, put a price on your integrity. And that's often what happened, not just in the celebrity world, but in the world of Israel, right? We talk about guys selling out this truth by doing what? Let me get this add, take away. Let's get add and take away. They add and take away from the scriptures. Hold on. Add book of life. Let me see if I can find that. Revelations 22-19. And if any man shall take away, let me click it here. If any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, the Most High shall take away his part out of the book of life, and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book. And that's what guys have done, calling themselves Israelite, amid certain part of the scriptures, or twisted or perverted. Why? Because when you get a 501c3 tax exempt charter, a part of that deal is you have to omit certain things out the scriptures. And let's name names. IUIC has a 501c3. The ICPK has a 501c3. Who doesn't have that? Great Millstone. We don't have no 501c3. We don't have no. This is why I rock heavy with Great Millstone through the Spirit, because when when we all come in, we're looking at different camps, but it's just like, it's just the rawest, purest form of the truth, man. There's no gimmicks. There's no none of that shit. Like, it's just men bringing out these scriptures, breaking them down, and sticking true to that. That's it. They don't get extra deep with it. It's just, and that's what I believe the Lord is dealing with. And if you're following this video, you've been following the apostles, the elders, or brothers, listen to different brothers and listen to Great Millstone, but you notice that that's uniform with us. We're just trying our best to be in the good graces of the Lord and teach this word 100% pure, and fuck what happens. You know what I'm saying? Really. Because we have faith, that everything is in the hands of the Lord. And that's why I fuck with Cat Williams in this, because that's sort of his mindset too. Like, fuck it. Like, they can't do nothing that the Lord don't allow, which is true. Look at Job, right? Job, we know Satan fucked with Job heavy. But the Lord's like, look, you do whatever, but you can't take his life. So there's limitations on what Satan could do. And his limitations is whatever the Lord said goes, all right? Let me get counsel. This is why I like doing the phone shows as well, because because you can look up scriptures and quote them correctly. Proverbs 21:30. There is no wisdom nor understanding nor counsel against the Lord. And that was what Cat was also saying through the Spirit, man. And that's what we say through the Spirit. There's really no count. You can't do nothing against the Most High's word or his prophecies. Okay? That's in the book of Isaiah 55:11. These prophecies will not return void, because this is the word of the Lord. So these secret counsels that think they're secret aren't really secret, because guess what? The Most High is in the midst of every counsel. And we understand that. That's how come we don't fear shit in the sense of what this devil could do. Because it's much rather you fear the Lord. And when you go to the scriptures, there ain't no prophets talking about fearing Satan and cursing Satan and none of that. All the fear, all the evil things that happen to us, we know that's the Most High doing it. The good and the bad. There's no outside forces out of the Lord. All right? Let me see this. Amos 3:6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord hath not done it? So, evil, everything is done by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. All right? In fact, and the scriptures are flying right now, because I hadn't a chance to really do a lesson like this where I could just let these scriptures fly. You know, I've been quoting in the car, but that's also doing the work, right? This is Proverbs 16:1. The preparation of the heart of man and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. So everything that protruded out our tongue is from the Most High. Now let's jump down to verse 4. The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. So these people out here, these Illuminatis and that's plotting the New World Order, as they call it, you're just moving by the beat of the drum of the Most High. And the Most High counsel shall stand. The Lord's elect, the righteous, that's what's going to stand at the end of the day. And the fact that this dude, Cat Williams, was actually standing on some sort of morals, who knows? The Most High could peradventure have mercy on this cat. You know, the Lord works in those ways. You know, you could think a guy, well, he's in the world and shit, and he's a fuck up, and Most High could just have mercy on the dude. You never know. And that's how come, we can't really say at the end of the day this person's gonna make it, that gonna make it. We can't even say we're gonna make it because the Most High has his favorite spirits in the world, and those spirits are ordained from the very big beginning to make it. So I'll give Cat Williams credit, that much credit, man. That the dude actually stood for something, and you couldn't put a price on this dude. You know what I'm saying? To pretty much, he had the opportunity to be very, very big and make a shit ton of money, but he's not going to risk that at the cost of his morals. And, Cat also says something. He said, look, 2024 is the year pretty much of everything is going to be revealed or some shit like that. Let me see if I could jump to that part, actually. Let me see.
And go off just because the system accidentally got turned off. Yeah, that's what he knows. The people that are in power know that the people that are running the most complicated and deadliest things on the planet are just an average idiot. And you know lots of idiots.
I do.
Yep. And these people are not special. Back in the day they were.
Yeah.
Not today. Not today.
You say you smoke a little weed. You ever smoke with Snoop?
Yeah. I'm actually a bigger smoker than Snoop. He'll tell you that. But I don't mix anything with my weed. I like me for 30 years. Like I was the saliva of lady dudes.
I mean, all right. So that's what I say. He got a zeal. Like, he ain't supposed to be smoking no weed and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Just, inhaling the smoke and shit like that in your temple. But there's some part in this interview, when you watch it to the end, he just said pretty much, fuck it. This is the year that everything is going to be revealed. And we've been harping on that for to the spirit. I know I've been doing lessons on Luke 12:2 like crazy, because you have the Epstein situation, which they're diluting that. They how they diluting it? Because they keep revealing fake contact lists, fake blacklists. That way you can't separate what's real from what's not. A good source is Ryan Dawson. Ryan Dawson has been covering this Epstein stuff way before it even blew up. And I used to watch his videos, and then it blew up and got, a bunch of notoriety, and then the dude eventually got captured and killed. But, yeah, so that's how they do that. They'll mix a lot of truth with bullshit. That way the people can't separate the two. But the secrets and everything like that are coming out, man. A lot of you people that sold your soul just before the end comes, the Lord's gonna reveal a lot, man. The Lord Most High Yahweh Shemi Ashai is gonna reveal a lot and bring out a lot of dirt on people that thought they could get away.
Bernie. Bernie was here, you was acting like you was funnier than him. These are the guys opening for him. Of course, you will forever be kinged by the king. And because you finally did it, because you're funnier than all of y'all, and y'all thought y'all had one over on. The king is the funniest. If Bernie went. You think if Bernie went, the best, right?
Cat Williams.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Get your ego out of this. You let the best be the best, right?
Cat Williams, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for coming on, bro. I really appreciate that. Thanks for sharing the stories, setting the record straight. Now, you know they're going to double back.
Impossible. Impossible. Only because once you play this back, you'll realize I didn't say anything that made me look in a good light. I wasn't tearing down others to boost myself up. But I do have to acknowledge things that did not take place. Like, we're very ingenuous if we say this is not a game and we don't play it and people ain't in positions and people don't have their favorites and they group and they click. And,
right.
Well, that happens in all businesses. Right. No. Say what side you on. Say why you don't like the other side. And then get to the game. But in the game, I'm wiping the field with them to the point where they don't even compete anymore. So how you gonna let a dude that been on the bench for 15 years, I would have beaten Jordan's ass. Shut up, Jordan is still alive. We'll call Jordan right now. You can't beat him now. Not then, you can't beat him now. Right.
Cat Williams.
Shannon Sharp.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you.
All right, I thought I could find it, but yeah, that was pretty much it, man. He was pretty much going into everything being revealed, and you know what? That's what the Lord said He would do with America. All right, that's how come, again, what's going over there in the Middle East, that state that intervenes and fuck with a bunch of people. Nobody's taking their side like that, because people, the Most High is, putting that awakening, putting that spiritual eye in people to circumspect what the hell is being put out there. With the advent of stuff like TikTok and people being their own newscasters and putting together their own stories and using these different channels, whether it's YouTube, TikTok, or whatever, truth is coming out. Now, Isaiah 47:1 tells us, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon." Now, let's break that down. Sit in the dust means confusion. Come down and sit in the dust. Also, that's very humbling, right? If you see a virgin daughter on a throne and she's coming to sit down in a dust of confusion, she's brought from a very pompous state to a very low state. That's the state of America. Which was once seen as a golden city is now seen as a place for rape, robbery, murder. Pretty much for what it truly was the entire time. A place where you just come and work and slave your ass. And people just come to this country now, get their money and get the fuck out and go back to their own land. It says, "O virgin daughter of Babylon." Now, why is America a virgin? In the sense of, in terms of war, right? In invading other countries. No country has invaded America. America has always done the invasion. It says, "Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldees, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate," right? You're not that pompous, precious place anymore. It says, "Take the millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the river." Take the millstone and grind mill. So we seeing somebody that was on a throne to grind and mill. Now, that's the least in society. Let's get that. This is the book of Exodus 11:5. "And all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh," which is a person that is very high. You're right under the king. "That sitteth upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the maidservant that is behind the mill." So you see, in the firstborn of Pharaoh is very high, and the firstborn of the maidservant are right behind the mill. So from the highest to the lowest in society. So, when we jump back to Isaiah 47:2, it tells you that take the millstone and grind mill. So you're taking off this throne from seeing as one of the highest to now being seen as sort of the lowest. And America is being seen very low in the eyes of these nations. All right, spiritually, ceremoniously. All right, and in different factions. Like, for example, right, America has like the largest per percentage prison population, right? We're supposed to be a first world country, but we lack like 30 something in terms of medical health care. So again, all these different things are just eye opening. It says, take the millstone and grind mill, uncover thy locks. All right. So now, you taking off your locks and stuff is showing your body, and make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, and pass over the rivers. Now, Revelation 17 tells us that the rivers are people's. Let me get it. Jump around. Revelations 17:15. Revelation 17:15 reads, "And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues." So you have to envision a woman lifting up her garments and crossing over a river. That river could see up under her garments, see her secret parts, see her shame. Okay? That's what nakedness represents. If you watch Game of Thrones, when Queen Cersei, she joined in that religious sect, and they had her. They was like pretty much reading out all the atrocities and shit she did. I think, but she was walking through the King's Landing, butt naked, and everybody kept throwing shit at her and saying shame, shame, shame. So that nakedness is goes hand in hand with shame. So if somebody's able to see your secret parts, that's shame right there. So the nations are waking up to the secret parts of America. That's how come they're saying, look, we're not gonna try to deal in their currency. This is a cutthroat nation. Let's try to establish our own thing. We're not gonna believe the media because they've been beholden to Israel. No, we're gonna take the sides of the Palestinians and so on and so forth. We're not gonna have our children be exposed to the mindless generation of what Americans see on TikTok, which is twerking, gossip, and bullshit. We rather educate our nation. So these nations are taking their own path. They have their own power. They're making their own alliances. They're trying to formulate their own things because they've seen the corrupt nature of America. And that's again, that was once in the past secret and hid, but now again with the advent of the internet, the prophets first and foremost, all right, everything is being brought to light through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. It says, take the millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, and pass over the river. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. So the scripture breaks itself down. I will take vengeance. Now who's going to take vengeance? Yahushai. And I will not meet thee as a man. Meaning Yahushai, all these people saying, yo, I'm Christ reincarnated and Christ is back. No, Yahushua is not going to come back as a man. He's going to come back with an angelic force and in his extraterrestrial state. Okay? To cause what? Prophecies to be fulfilled. Second Ezra 13th chapter, which is hitting America with laser beams while it's getting hit with nuclear missiles. And coming to subdue these other nations. Alright? So, man, Yahweh, I'm going to go to this scripture because it's been getting quoted for so many shows. You can look back, got receipts. Luke 12:2, man. Just can't stop bringing it out. It says, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed. And I hope this cut deeps in you wicked ass celebrities and you wicked ass individuals that cut corners, all right, to try to get ahead in society, and by doing so forsake the scriptures. The Most High is going to reveal every goddamn thing, man. All right? Neither hid that shall not be known, all right? And again, the Most High is bringing these things to light. That's how come the scriptures speak about men that only fear the eyes of the Most High, man. Only fear the eyes of men, all right? Because you could pull a fast one on men, all right? I've been tricked before. Hey, I'm sure we all have, right? You think a guy's a good individual, turns out he's a snake, right? But guess what? You can't pull a fast one on Yahweh Hashem Yahushua because the Lord sees everything. The angels record and jot down everything, even our thoughts. So these wicked thoughts we have, and we're going to have them, we have to pray for forgiveness for them too, brothers. Ecclesiastes 12:14 says, for the Most High shall bring every work into judgment, with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So this is why we also say you can't just be an Israelite on a Saturday in front of a camera. You got to be an Israelite 24/7, right? Your reputation, your name matters. Scriptures tell you good name is better than precious ointment, man. So you always have to have a good name, not just amongst brothers, but these people you deal with in the world. All right? Don't try to be on some nigga shit and try to, do some nigga shit. Oh, they in the world, it don't matter. I could be a nigga to them. Nah, man. Just be an upright man and try to live peaceably, okay? As the scriptures tell us to do, all right? Use that wisdom, okay? So, Yahweh Bashem Yahshua is revealing things, man, and that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing, because I know that ain't going to sit right in a lot of these people's conscience. That's why they wear them shades and shit when they're on them carpets, because that reputation matters, man. How you are, how you live your life, that shit, man, you could live a wicked-ass life, and that'll be your whole reputation even after you die. But if you live, a righteous life to the best of your ability, guess what? After you perish, that good name will still be in the earth. So I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rachak Kodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, with you well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim to Zadakim that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. Shalom.